how Canada immigration basically supports people with disabilities.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will just break this down into two different parts if
Yeah.
we are talking about disabilities. Okay. So the first part I would like to cover as, how foreign nationals who are
Mm-hmm.
not yet Canadian nationals, Canadian citizens,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I mean, what are their challenges and what is the support available from the government of Canada for foreign nationals? And then I will come back to what benefits are there for people who are already in Canada. So to
Okay.
cover the first part, I would just like your audience to know that after 4 decades, the federal government is getting rid of the rules that turn away would-be immigrants with intellectual or physical
Mm-hmm.
disabilities. It could be autism, it could be, other
ADHD, Down
disabilities.
syndrome. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Down
Intellectual
syndrome.
disabilities. Yeah.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
announced by Immigration Minister Ahmed Hussain that the government will no longer be allowed to reject permanent resident application from those with serious health conditions or disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Most of those impacted by the policies have been economic immigrants already working and creating jobs in Canada, but whose children or spouses may have a disability. So these newcomers can contribute and not a burden to Canada. So the minister said that the newcomers have the ability to help and grow our economy and enrich our social fabric. So the changes will amend the definition of social services by removing references to special education, social and vocational rehabilitation services, and personal support services. So Ottawa has actually tripled the cost of threshold at
Mm-hmm.
which an application of permanent residency can be denied on medical grounds. I will just explain that in a little bit more detail. So what
Yeah.
happens is when you have such medical conditions, so the threshold of Canada government health system, as everybody knows, that it's free healthcare system. So the
Yeah.
threshold for annual per annum is basically 6,000 some dollars. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so immigrant, so for people who has some certain disabilities, the threshold has been tripled, which means they will cater for up to $20,000, which is a huge thing. You
Yeah.
know, I remember the time, Nikhat, when people with disability, I mean, everything is perfect, everything is great for the family for a PR application, but on medical grounds, they will not get it. I'm talking about really back in time, not
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and I used to feel bad. I remember one of my clients, they had this issue with one of their child, and we wanted to submit it and we
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do it, but then I just told them with a very heavy heart that we can do application. Application process is costly, costly thing in itself.
Yeah.
So rather than going and spending all the money, and in the end you would know that no, your application will be denied based on medical conditions.
Grounds. Yeah.
So it's better not to go for application because you will be wasting your money
Mm-hmm.
and you will not be getting any approvals.
Mm-hmm.
And I still remember and that it was such a difficult situation for me to to say that to the family. But now the government is supporting that. If there is a child, if there is a family member, even a spouse, if they have a medical need or disability,
Mm-hmm.
their application will not be denied. And it is
Yeah.
huge because no other country, I like to emphasize that no other country like Australia or any other
Yeah.
country for that matter is encouraging this
Yeah.
initiative. This
Mm-hmm.
initiative is only taken by this year by the immigration
Of
minister
Canada. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
of Canada. So
Yeah.
I'm really proud to say that. So this is one part where disability will not be questioned when you are applying for a PR. Now let's come to how it can benefit you. Nikat, I know there are countries, in fact, in Middle East also, there is a system, but it is all privatized,
Yeah.
okay, in order to support for disabilities. So
That's
we are
true.
targeting only an audience in Middle East or any other part of the world, even in Pakistan, those who can afford that. those who can afford with disability, I mean, those programs, those schools, those systems are only available for those who can afford it, which is an unfortunate thing.
Yeah.
This should be something, I mean, this should be given for everyone, because this
Yeah.
is a genuine need. A child, if he's born in a poor family, he has right to live as well,
Yeah,
right?
the inclusion, which we nowadays, which we call
Exactly.
inclusion, is not there. People are not having that kind of nominees where they can stand up with their family who have disabilities and those things. I really agreed with this point, because I have some families who have been rejected from Australia and New Zealand immigration as well, on this behalf that the kid is having autism. So the whole family got rejected, though the partners were having some good qualification, but still they were not able to get the immigration. So I guess this is a good news for a lot of families who are listening us today, and you can contact Midhat for this, and she will be able to help you out.